notice in these two figures, these are similar polygons, and notice that we have two angles that have a relationship. So we have, notice you can see here, we have the double angle and the single. We have a double and a single, and they are similar polygons. We've been given that. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to find the missing values. So notice we have a y here that we got to find that's missing, and we have a value of x that's missing as well. So we're going to have to we're going to use those angles to be able to find the sides of this triangle that are proportional. Notice, right, we don't have any letters on it like usual, like A, B, C, or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how we can do that with just the angles. For instance, I see a double angle and a single angle here. That means that side is going to be similar, or let me rephrase that, proportional to this side with a double and a single. And then, for instance, I could go over and look and we'll say, well, you know what, this is my largest value. So we have a 40 here, right? And it's directly opposing the 133 angle, which is a single angle. And so if I go to a single angle and I go opposite it, right? Notice it also has a large number, the largest value. I can come over here. And because it's directly across, I know that that side has a relationship with this side of this triangle. And when it comes to y, that means that this side of the triangle is similar or proportional to this side. So now that with all that being color coded and said, I can kind of see what sides match up. We're going to go ahead and we're going to answer some questions. Now I know this double angle, it says it was noted that it's 18 degrees, which means this one inside of here is also going to be 18 degrees. Now we have to find x. And in order to find x, right, our missing angle, we already know our two of our angles, we have 18 and we have 133. So what I'm going to do is just simply put those values together right quick and create something. In other words, I'm going to add 18 plus the angle of 133 plus the angle of x. And I know that if I add all three angles together, according to the angle sum theorem, that they have to all add up to 180 degrees. So I simply just add 18 and 133 together, which gives me 151. And then I'm just simply going to bring down my x equals 180. And I'll go ahead and subtract 151 at that time to cancel it out on the left side. Subtract it from the right. And if I were to take that, and I said 180 minus 151, notice it gives me 29. And all I have left on this left side is just an x all by itself. Therefore, x is 29 degrees. So this is 29 degrees. Now, if they ask me to fill in this other triangle, right, I could just simply fill it in with the values we know. We know that this is 133. And we know this corner where the yellow and the pink line meet. Notice the yellow and the pink line is 29 degrees. Now the last thing we have to do is we have to find y. So we already found x, and now we want to find y. So notice y is on that yellow side of the triangle. So notice here's the yellow side of the triangle. And so I'm going to set this up as a proportion so that we can go ahead and solve for it. Now first I want to start with two numbers that I do know, and I'm going to call this shape 1, and I'm going to call this shape 2. And that way I don't get my numbers mixed up. All my first shape values will go in as my numerator, and all my second shape values will go as my denominator. So for instance, for my first shape, I have a 20, and then I have y. So I'm going to use my highlighter to kind of just help you see where I put these, how I put these together. So notice the 20, right, is my orange side of the triangle, and the y is my yellow side of the triangle. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to my second shape. My orange value is 16. And my yellow value is 24. So now what we have to do is we're going to cross multiply. We have y times 16, which is going to give us 16y. And we have 20 times 24. So I'm going to take my calculator and do 20 times 24. and it tells me that it's 480. Now we're almost done, but we got to get rid of this coefficient in front of y. That's 16, so we have to divide it out. Now that just leaves us with y on the right side of the equation. On the left side of the equation. And then if I divide by 16 on the right side, 480 divided by 16 gives me 30. And so therefore we know y is 30. And that's how you solve for a missing angle on similar triangles, and how you solve for a missing side measure of a triangle that is similar.